the best boss fights hands down is when you're fighting like a humanoid, when you're fighting like another human character. When you're just fighting grunts or you're just fighting like random monsters and stuff, is not as satisfying. So I like fighting humans better. And when it's something like this, especially when you're just fighting some big ass monster, I usually dislike that a lot. But this game has completely changed my opinion on it because of this boss fight alone, where it is easily the most epic boss fight I've played in recent times. The scale of the fight is insane. Right now, you probably can't even tell because like if you sing this for the first time, we're not like a small being, the character we're using right now. Ifrit is actually pretty freaking big, and the fact that he's dwarfed by Titan when like we're fighting him is insane. So like right now we're at a pretty big scale, and as we are gonna go on with the fight, you're gonna see how the scale just keeps increasing and gets insanely huge, which honestly I didn't even know was possible in games while still looking this good. Something that Final Fantasy 16 does a lot, and I actually like, and this might be an unpopular opinion, and I wish it wasn't, I feel like boss fights need to have more cutscenes and cinematics, and honestly QuickTime events laced throughout them. Like look at this. The fact that these are just seamlessly happening during my battle and cutting to this just to make it feel like more of a set piece, I appreciate, because honestly these days the way games are going to, where like it's just a boss fight purely gameplay wise, they don't feel epic to me, because like at that point it's not that different from like any other fight from the game. It says I learned a move, so I literally just learned a new move mid-boss fight through this fight. I thought was freaking insane, and like you actually get to feel like you're evolving during the boss fight as you're playing. So that's something I really love, and I wish more games just had cutscenes like this strewn throughout a boss fight. Here we have again, a small cutscene, and we have a QTE. What I love about the QTEs in this game, okay, I just got mollywopped. I don't know if I missed that QTE. I think I missed the QTE. Okay, yeah, but something that I love about this game is, yeah, the QTEs like this, is not like they're like repetitive bullshit, like they're usually different like that one. And what you saw here is that the QTE actually affects his life. That's something I don't think usually happens in games, at least that I played, but like when you actually hit him in a QTE, he will take the damage. So there's sometimes QTEs where you're just flying around in the sky and shooting him. Every single bullet or fireball you hit him with will actually damage him. So that's something that I like, that the QTEs are actually very much a part of the boss fight and actually affect the final result. And so if you miss them, you are kind of f***ed in terms of that. And starting now is when the boss fight to me just goes from like a 10 out of 10 to like a 15 out of 10. Already, if you can hear it, the music starts hitting this phase. We pretty much doesn't have to run to him, and I love it. When I play this, I just leaned into my chair extra fucking hard. The music was hitting. The scale of how big he is, you needing to run to him, it just felt insane. And the reason why I love this is mechanically, this phase is drop dead simple. We're not doing anything special here. Literally all we're doing is, if Ifrit is automatically running, I'm literally just moving left to right to dodge stuff, and I'm ducking, and I can fireball and stuff too. That's all it is, and that's something I actually want to commend the game for, because I know most people who probably didn't play this game, they'll see this like, yo, this sucks. With the presentation, the graphics, the music, everything together, it makes it like one of the coolest feeling things you do in this game. That's what I love about it. I'm like, look at this fucking backflips and shit. We're just fucking, we're god at this point, bro. I effed up. I didn't know how to dodge these properly. I think I'm gonna get hit a lot by these crystals. In like a lot of games, this wouldn't be a thing. It's like, for example, you're fighting Hugo as he was human. He will transform. You fight him again. He will transform to this version, which is called Titan Lost, and you just fight him immediately. This game's like, no, you know what? You're gonna have to get to him first. You have to actually transport your freaking body to the bad guy, and then you're gonna get to fight him, which I love. This is a game that has AAA and modern graphics, but it has classic JRPG mechanics and sensibilities. Like, it feels very classic. And of course, if you hear in the background that like music is still playing with like vocals, again, this isn't the type of music I usually like, but like whenever a game purposefully makes the music different for a fight, I appreciate it. And like in this moment, I was really liking the music, and I felt like super cool, because if you change the music for this fight, the vibe is completely different. Now they got these fucking opera singers in the back, like it's hitting so damn different. Again, as you're noticing, not a short fight. One of the games I see these days which people love in terms of boss fights in general is Elden Ring. I personally don't like the game that much. That's not my cup of tea. I did play it for a long time. It's still not my cup of tea. From the boss fights I've seen of them, they look really freaking cool, but mechanically I believe they're exactly the same as your normal combat, which to me is like, doesn't make that different from like normal boss fights or like normal fights in general. If you guys disagree with me, please let me know down in the comments. Like, I legitimately want to understand why people like the Dark Souls games, because I know a lot of people love them. I just don't see it. So if someone can like explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old why you like those games, I'd appreciate it, because like I'd like to like kind of have a frame of understanding of what makes those games so special to you. Usually when I play real-time combat games like this, I usually put the difficulty to easy, and the reason that is because, you know, like as a working adult, I just don't have that much time to play games, and if I keep dying on a boss fight because I suck at it, that usually just means I'm gonna have to stop playing the game because I don't have the time to put in the work to get good at the game. And since I'm usually there just for the story, I just put on easy and then I get to the boss fight. And even when I put on easy, that doesn't mean it's actually easy for me. I'm bad at games, so easy, it's still pretty hard for me. And so one thing I like about this game, and usually I wouldn't, is they don't have difficulty levels, kind of like in Elden Ring. But what they do is the difficulty system is based on items they give you. So they actually have accessories, which makes the game easier if you want to. I can't remember them specifically, but I believe one of the accessories, if you put it on, you dodge automatically. If you put another one on, it might reduce the damage, things like that. And now, completely new mechanic again, hanging off this meteor, and we're pretty much shooting at other rocks to make sure we don't die. And this is going back to my running example. Mechanically, this is dead simple. I bet on my life that you guys have probably played a game like this at like your local Chuck E. Cheese or some shit, where you're just moving an aiming thing and like fighting bad guys or whatever the hell and shooting them. But during the game, this just hits so fucking well, because not only does it look cool, but two, again, this is probably like 20 to 30 minutes into the boss fight. My fingers need a break. I cannot be like going full on for like 100% of the time. So I bet the reason they added parts like this in the boss fight is so you kind of get a break too. It's like instead of needing to focus 100% on fighting Titan, now it's like, okay, it's simpler. All you gotta do is move an analog stick to aim and shoot. This is your break. Take it easy, but soon you know you're gonna go back into the real fight again. Oh, that's dope as shit. I didn't even remember this drop kick, bro. That's all. This fucking is so anime. That was like completely anime, man. Imagine a beast that big just drop kicking your ass, and then you punch through the entire tendril, and you are now inside Hugo. Anime punch where you're punching his face and he's like reeling, and like I love it. This game is just like 100% anime in terms of the fights, and it's so damn cool. Throwing like one-to-one punches with him now with these rock arms, and like on one side it looks kind of stupid, I'm not gonna lie. On the other hand, like who cares, bro? Look at this, bro. You know, you've seen that punching scene in an anime before, 100%, where they're just fucking punching and punching on each other's hands. Hell yeah, bro, let's go. You can see a lot of shit is happening. My fire effects, these rock effects when he hits me, you see thunder effects happening. This game looks fantastic. Like, not once during me like playing this boss fight or the game in general did it look bad. Like, you can see like the game is looking amazing. There's like nothing bad about the scene. It looks like, honestly, in my opinion, perfect. Because usually when you have boss fights that are really good like this, they have to like do something to compensate, like whether it be graphics are lower or maybe the frame rate drops. That barely happens in this game. Sometimes frame rates do drop once in a while, which I understand, but like in general, this game was amazing.